Welcome again to the Old Principle. I am the Old Principle, and we're going to study a little English. Sometimes the story is my story, not today though, and we'll get a little bit of the philosophy of the Old Principle along the way. So let's take a look at the title. The title of our lesson is Expensive Wild Pigeon. Expensive, 很贵的野生的鸽子. Whoa! With that, you need to listen to the story because we'll come back in just a moment with an explanation.
Story 189, Expensive Wild Pigeon. Donna loved birds. Several pigeons gathered to eat in her yard daily. Donna didn't feed them bird seed, but served them spaghetti. Some birds became special to Donna. They let her pet them with her finger while she lay on the grass in her backyard. Sometimes she took them in her arms and cuddled them to her chest. She kissed them and petted them. In fact, they even slept in her lap. When one of her birds went missing, she became alarmed. She asked her neighbors, "Have you seen Toodles, a brown pigeon?" Another time she asked around, "Have you seen my white dove, Whitey?" The birds usually returned after a night or two. One of her pigeons, Splotchy, became ill, and she took him to the veterinarian. He gave her medicine for the bird. But after a couple of doses, Splotchy decided he didn't like it. When she brought out the medicine, Splotchy just walked away. After repeated failure, Donna returned the bird to the vet. "What's wrong with him?" she asked. "Well, it's a canker. If the bird doesn't get the medicine, he'll die." She left the bird overnight. Another veterinarian checked Splotchy later that night. She looked at the roof of his mouth. The canker had eaten through the roof. "If it's eaten into the bird's brain," she told Donna, "he'll die." Donna worried and prayed. "God made the birds," she said. "Surely he can heal them." The vet rang her the following day. "Splotchy is well. You can come and get him." "Will the canker eat into his brain?" asked Donna. "No. We examined the hole. It ends before it would enter his brain. He'll be all right." Donna was excited that Splotchy was well. But the vet bill was over $700. "Well, I love Splotchy," said Donna, "and seeing him well and able to fly around with the other birds makes it all worth it."
Welcome back. We have listened to this story, and you say, "Well, I'm not sure I understand everything." In fact, in this story, you will discover that there are some names. They're names of different pigeons, and that the lady gave them. 她自己起的名字, and they said, "Well, I don't know about that." But we'll take a look at that. Donna loved birds. My wife loves birds too, so I can understand. I like birds too. I like wild birds, outside, not inside the house, okay? Several pigeons gathered to eat in her yard daily. Several pigeons, 一些鸽子, okay, 鸽子, gathered, 聚集, okay, so they're coming to her 院子, okay, 她的院子里每一天. What? Because they have come to eat. Maybe if I have some time, I will tell you about the birds that come to my house to eat just recently. But we'll see how, if we have enough time for that. Going on, Donna didn't feed them bird seed. Okay. Now, bird seed is seeds. 这个种子 little seeds, 鸟食, the bird food that you normally would get. It says that Donna gave them something special to eat. I ought to try this. I wonder if this would work. She gave them spaghetti to eat. Do you know what spaghetti is? Okay, 意大利粉. Okay, spaghetti. It's a little like 面条. Okay, 意大利粉. Wow, these are high-class birds. They're getting spaghetti to eat. Now, some of the birds became special. Okay, some of the birds became special. 对他们来说是成为这个比较特殊. Okay, you could say she had a special feeling about the birds, meaning 她对一些是比较有感情的. Okay, so these are special birds, and so they let her pet them with her finger. 用她的手指头，这个抚摸它们. Okay, to pet. Okay, they let her pet them with her finger while she lay on the grass in her background. So what is she doing? Must be a nice day, summer day, 夏天的, okay, I would say, because I can think of my own house, what it would be like on a summer's day. She was laying on the grass. 她躺在这个草地上. She is laying on the grass in the backyard, 后院子里, and the birds are coming to her, and she is petting them, okay, with her hands and fingers. Sometimes she took them in her arms and cuddled them to her chest. Now I maybe have to explain that. Sometimes she took them in her arms. Okay, when it says arms is 胳膊, okay, 胳膊, okay, this is your arms, 手背, okay, this is your arms. But when we say take them in your arms, the idea is that you are actually using your hands and taking them up. If I take something in my arms, it means I use my hands, 用我的手把它拿起来, 抬起来, 等等. Okay, take them in your arms. And it says, and she cuddled them to her chest, 她的胸部. Cuddled means 叫它就很靠近. So obviously the birds they may be wild, 或许是野生的, but they allow her to take the birds and to cuddle them to her chest. She kissed them and petted them, kissed them. 她亲吻他们, okay, and petted them. In fact, they even slept in her lap. Lap is 在她的膝盖上, okay, and so they actually went to sleep on her lap. So what we have here is Donna. She is, Maybe you should call her the bird lady because the birds are coming there. They consider Donna her friend, and she shows some emotional attachment to the birds, and the birds, of course, like her too. When one of her birds went missing, okay, when something goes missing, there's a 突然间就不见了，不见了, okay? So went missing means, now missing of course the 失踪, but you don't know in this type of a situation, in this English construction, you don't know that they're 真正的是失踪了或迷失了. You don't know that. So usually when we say when they went missing, 他们不见了, okay? She became alarmed. 很焦虑, 挂虑, 焦虑, alarmed. She was upset. She was afraid. She wondered where they were. She was alarmed. She asked her neighbors. Okay, so she went to her neighbors. 她的邻居就去邻居那边呢，就问他们 Have you seen Toodles, a brown pigeon? Okay, now, Toodles is a name that she, 她所起的一个名字. This is her name, Toodles, a brown, 这个棕色的一个鸽子. Okay, so she has names. Actually, farmers have names for their animals. People who have dogs have names for their dogs and names for their cats. 他们都会起名字. And so Donna had a special name for her pet bird. Well, I wouldn't say that they're her pet birds, 不是宠物, but they are her special bird friends. Going on. Another time she asked around. To ask around means to ask the different neighbors around 四周围, 她家的四周围, to ask around or to and then not just 四周围. Sometimes it just asks many different people, have you seen my white dove, Whitey? Okay, this is a very typical name for a white animal of any kind. 我有白色的鸽子，它名叫 Whitey. 你有没有看到? Okay, have you seen my white dove, Whitey? The birds usually returned after a night or two. So the birds sometimes would go missing, remember? And she didn't see them for a while. And then after a night or two, they would show up. They would come back. And so this is the way it was going during this time. The birds usually returned after a night or two. 在外面一两个晚上过夜就回来了. Okay, going on. One of her pigeons, Splotchy. That's a name. To splotch is like it's dirty, so it's splotchy. Became ill, 就病了, and she took him to the veterinarian. I always thought it was very interesting the way it's spelled, veterinarian. This is spelled correctly, but when we say it in English, we just say veterinarian. somehow we skip the ER. I don't know why. I was just noticing that. Okay, so she took Splotchy, the sick pigeon, to the veterinarian. What is a veterinarian? Veterinarian is a 兽医. Okay, this is a doctor that takes care of sick animals, from horses and big animals down to little animals like sick pigeons. Okay? He gave her medicine for the bird. Just like a human being, he gave medicine for the bird. So now the bird has to take his medicine. Do you like to take your medicine if you get sick? Well, guess what? After a couple doses, 经过几次的这个剂量, Splotchy decided he didn't like it. Huh? Just like human beings when they say, I don't want to take it. In fact, there's a famous song that says, just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Okay, so now you know I can't sing, but a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. But in this case, after a couple doses, Splotchy decided he didn't want to eat the medicine. When she brought out the medicine, Splotchy walked away. He didn't want to take his medicine. Of course, you probably couldn't tell the pigeon that the medicine was good for him. He just takes the medicine and he says, tastes awful. So he didn't want to eat his medicine. Going on, after repeated failure, 反复失败之后, okay? Repeated, 反复, many times, failure, 失败之后, Donna returned the bird to the vet. What does this mean? She took the bird back to the veterinarian. Notice that it says V-E-T, the veterinarian. Sometimes we just use the vet. Okay, 兽医. So she returned the bird to the vet. She brought the bird back to the 兽医, the veterinarian. And what's wrong with him? She asked. So she asked the question, what's wrong with Splotchy? He's still not getting better. Go ahead. It's a canker. Okay. Now, canker, we sometimes say a canker sore. Okay. Another term for this is 溃疡 or ulcer. It's an ulcer. Sometimes we say canker, sometimes we say ulcer. If the bird doesn't get the medicine, he'll die. So basically, the veterinarian says your bird needs to take his medicine. If he doesn't get the medicine, this ulcer, this canker, will kill him. He will die. Okay, going on. She left the bird overnight. So, left the bird overnight. So, remember, this is important, one night. Okay? Left the bird overnight. So, he's staying there at the veterinarian's place. Can you say 兽医院. Maybe you could saw a veterinary hospital. Go ahead. Another veterinarian checked Splotchy later that night. So later in the night, another veterinarian, 另外一个兽医, okay, 检查 Splotchy later that night. She looked at the roof of his mouth. She, the veterinarian, is a lady, and she looked at the roof of his mouth. Okay, first of all, the mouth is 口腔. Okay, and the roof of the mouth would be the 上部. So she looks at the roof of the mouth, and going on, the canker had eaten through the roof. So this 溃疡 had 侵蚀过那个上部. So this is actually an ulceration, a canker sore. Sometimes we say canker sore. Okay? And so he said, if it's eaten into the bird's brain, she told Donna, he'll die. So this is what the other veterinarian said. If it's eaten, 如果是侵蚀从这个口腔那个上部侵蚀一直到他的鸟的这个脑袋, okay, to the brain up there, he told Donna, the bird will die. So you can see the problem. The bird is not all that happy about taking the medicine, and so anyway, she doesn't know what to do. Going on, Donna worried and prayed. 她紧张，她担心, and she prayed. 她也祷告. God made the birds. 上帝是创造鸟. She said, surely he can heal them. 肯定他也会医治他们. Going on. The vet rang her the following day. So remember, this is a one-day situation. 第二天, the veterinarian, 兽医, rang her, 打电话. The vet rang her the following day, 第二天. Splotchy is well. You can come and get him. Okay, Splotchy is well. You can come and get him. Whoa. Will the canker eat into his brain? So now, this is Donna's big worry, right? Remember, the canker is this ulceration, 这个口腔呢，这个上部有这个溃疡啊. And if it 侵蚀一直到他的脑袋, he's going to die. So he said, will the canker actually eat into his brain? 会不会侵蚀到他的脑袋? Ask. No. We examined the hole, 那个洞. You see, the canker or this 溃疡 is there's a hole. It ends before it would enter the brain. He'll be all right. So it has a hole. 还是有一个洞，还是有这个溃疡. But it ends. It does not go all the way up into the brain. It stops before it gets to the brain. He'll be all right. Going on, Donna was excited. She was excited that Splotchy was well. One day, one night, with the veterinarian. But the veterinarian bill was over $700. Oh my! Can you imagine that? The bill, 那个账单700块钱. Very expensive visit. Veterinarians are not cheap. Animals are important to people. And they're willing to spend the money to get them healed. So she had a bill, 她的账单700块钱 going on. I love Splotchy, said Donna, and seeing him well and able to fly around with the other birds makes it all worth it. I love Splotchy. Splotchy is the name of the pigeon, right? Said Donna, and seeing him well, 看他已经治好了，没病啊。And able to fly, 能够飞来飞去 with the other birds, makes it worth it. 算是非常值得的. Okay? So she had to pay a very expensive bill for an expensive wild pigeon. Okay, well, we all take good care of ourselves, and we take good care of our animals too. Email address, send me an email, theoldprinciple@gmail.com, and we have a website you can check out, www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, it's been great having you for this lesson, but we have more lessons to come. So bring a friend and join us next time. See you then.